Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Married to Medicine. This is season 12, episode 12, 12. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe, and you can share it and leave your comments. Let's get into this week's episode. Okay, y'all. So, I am. What is the word? Hanging on by a thread. I don't know what clicked in me about this show. At least for the season. I don't know what clicked, but it's just like what's going on? It was an okay episode, but the drama that's happening just don't make sense. The drama that's happening isn't needed. I'll say that much. We begin, of course they did those montages. The first one we finally get any serious talk or whatever. Angel calls Bernard, the guy that she brought to Heavenly's family reunion. Or did Bernard call her? Anyways, he says that he's coming. She had invited him previously, and I guess he has decided that he's going to come and he's going to show up. It's kind of a surprise, but not really surprised. So she's like, oh, well, he's here now, or going to be here, so let me go tell Toya and someone else that he is coming, and let's get him a room. She did express to him he's going to have his own room to do his own thing. I don't know if he liked that, but it was just kind of a weird exchange between them. If y'all noticed, I don't know what that's all about. Toya and Eugene, they talk. Eugene is encouraging Toya, please, let's have some type of game night. She said, okay, but you're not going to run any interference. I'm not going to get no backlash, nothing, da-da-da-da-da. And he said no. They talk a little bit about Heavenly again. And Toya, Eugene is like, look, I'm not really liking how Heavenly is treating you, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm getting really pissed off. I'm paraphrasing. Toya's like, look, she wants to get under your skin, and she's testing you. Do you want to fail? And he said no. Long story short, and all that. And all I can say is that Toya's right. Heavenly is trying to get under at least Toya's skin, not so much Eugene's. But because Eugene is connected to Toya, Eugene is really taking it to heart as to what Heavenly's trying to do towards his wife. The dinner has started. I guess a question was asked Brandy, where her husband is at. Shamar is delayed. He's taking care of the 4 children. She talked about her nanny and all that. They do have it, but guess what? She has a life too. And we could not schedule this time with the children. So he's taking care of them, and he's going to be flying in the morning. All right, so Toya has an icebreaker game. It's about discovering or who knows each other's love languages. And I guess it's an icebreaker to help the other couples know what love languages are in other people's relationships. Okay. She wants to know what the love languages are and was it activated. Now the was it activated part, okay, we can work with. Since it's a couple's trip and they're supposed to be kind of like working on the relationship. Toya says her love language is acts of service. Eugene says words of affirmation, and Cecil ain't never lied. Well, he has, but didn't lie today. And he said, ooh, I know that stuff. As far as Toya giving affirmations. Then we get flashback scenes of how she cuts up on Eugene. So Cecil, he don't know Simone's love languages. Having them sit out and having to be regular makes me question why they were ever the heads of this couple's trip stuff. Or if it is going to be this couple trip stuff, then I think it should rotate. Every couple got to do something or plan the trip. Because it's been more Cecil and Simone for a while, so I don't know. He don't know anything. Simone says that acts of service is her love language. And the most that he did today, or as far as this act, is that food was ordered and he told her to come and eat food. And we don't even know if he paid for it or even ordered it. Oh, gosh. Quad, affirmation. She said that she needs it. It keeps her encouraged to go and do more. Uh, Kirk, he wants acts of services and quality time. I think that quality time is probably part of their issue. I don't know what their issue is. I ain't going to even suspect. It's over anyway, so I don't need to. Heavenly physical touch. And did you get touched? Oh, she did say, and I got touched today. So then Toya said, yep, Heavenly and Damon, they didn't have sex. Cool. What else? Who needs affirmations? Was it Steve? I don't know. Somebody needed words of affirmation. Mimi. And he started giving affirmations right there, and basically it's going to be a hot night tonight for them. Scott said physical touch. I'm a Scorpio. Heavenly's a Scorpio, so hey, there you go. Toya wants to talk to Mimi because Simone has told her that you don't feel safe coming on this trip. Mimi said, those are cool words, and I did say those words, but not like that. She asked Simone, is Toya a safe friend? Meaning, I done seen her do this, do that. I seen her behavior and all that. Hold on. All right, so Toya wants to confront Mimi. And she said, Simone told me that you don't feel safe being on a trip with me. Mimi said, those are words I said, but it wasn't said like that. I asked Simone, is Toya a safe friend? Given all the stuff that we've seen and witnessed, we can't ignore it, Simone says, I gave it to you just like, I didn't give you anything else. I didn't misconstrue anything. I gave it just like you said. Simone, come here. I need you to re-listen to how Toya came back at Mimi as to what you said. If you said what Mimi said to her, Toya did not repeat what you said that Mimi said. Now y'all talking about, oh, she got away with words. No, she acts the way that she wanted to act. And also people don't feel like that they should be the couple doing anything, especially at what they displayed and has displayed as far as how they function, Toya and Eugene. Well, anyways, they feel like, Toya and Eugene, you got to get to know us. I agree. I don't disagree with Mimi asking the person who is most closest to Toya within the group, is she a safe friend? Is this really a place that I really want to be around? Or is she someone I want to get to know? And the bestie should be able to say something, don't you think? So I don't feel like that there was anything wrong in asking that. Now, do you need to go on and approach them later on if you really want some type of friendship? Yes, cool. Again, both were right in this situation. Nobody was wrong. Toya took offense to the word of unsafe, and she ran with it. But that's how Toya is able to provoke different conversations to even happen. So she's good at what she does. She is a good force multiplier. Shout out to Carlos King. But anyways, yeah. And then Simone. So you said Mimi should not be surprised. She's been in this group long enough to know what you say is going to be traveled back. But yet you're upset at Dr. Heavenly? I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, Simone. But I'm sure that that's going to be your biggest point during the reunion. And you just really corrupted yourself. I'll be sure to remind everybody on my review when we start this reunion. Next is a green flag, red flag type of situation. Basically, they're going to be stating different circumstances, and you got to see if it's a green flag or a red flag, like abort, like we shouldn't be doing that. The silent treatment. Most said that it's red. Some said, well, what if I'm silent because I don't want to say anything bad at the moment? I mean, to me, I feel like you need to work on your anger. I think to have wisdom, I mean, you just got to learn how to talk to people. That's all I got to say. If your emotions are that out of whack that you just treat them and have this silent treatment, while your lover, your partner, doesn't know what's going on with you and can feel isolated because you ain't got your emotions under control. That's bad. And most of y'all have been married for 20, 30 years. I just shake my head at some of the things that I'm seeing with these couples. Obviously, that there needs to be I think we got to do more with this couple trip. Then more than this couple trip. I think that there needs to be a lot more couples things happening throughout the season, because I'm looking at these marriages like, what is going on? But anyways, what about hall passes? I think everyone said red flags. Hopefully Curtis knew to put up a red flag. They used their boundaries as an excuse not to grow. I thought that was deep. Now, how Toya decided to spin it so she could segue into what she wanted to talk about is just like, I wish they would have talked about that a lot more, because these so-called boundaries are really still dysfunctions, and these protect my peace is just to avoid stuff that you really need to handle. It's manipulation, basically. So Toya segues to Angel about this whole situation with her blowing up her spot in front of Bernard. Angel stated her case, and people were like, what? Anyways, Toya says that she understands girl code. Do you? And she's trying to turn it around on Angel, saying that, in your 20s you should be dating multiple people and don't tell. But we're adults. That's kiddie-ish. What are you talking about, ma'am? What are you talking about? Does anyone know what she's talking about? Because this is just crazy. No. I'm dating multiple men. We're having a good time. I'm not committed to anyone. And that's just that. And it's not your place to try to blow up my spot for whatever reason that you felt. Like what? So it was just another way for Toya not to take accountability. Angel said, look, you're getting offended about the whole who's going to set me up with someone. Out of respect in that moment as to try to support you, I did say, sure, set me up with someone. However, I need you to know that I don't have any problems being set up. That I can get my own man. I've been engaged several times. I've been married before. So guess what? Ain't nothing over here slacking. So then Tony said, oh, we both have boundaries. Whatever. I'm so sick of her. It's time for Met Gala powwow. I just know I'm not going to like the finale. I just know I'm not. I don't want to even see the Met Gala. Because y'all are just, and I'm cussing, y'all are shitting all over this, which was supposed to be a good cause. So there's no agenda. Nobody's giving any money, nothing. Brandy said, well, what's really going on with this whole Met Gala thing? We haven't been included on anything. And I'm glad that Brandy spoke up. Y'all want us to give some money, but y'all not even, like, what are we doing? And it's always the talls versus the smalls, unfortunately, on this show. And it's always that core five that are got their noses up in the air and don't include anyone. And that's why we got a revolving door of any newbies. They're part of the problem and purveyors of pop. Because of their stank attitudes. And it's cool that y'all got a special bond, but guess what? There's a collective thing going on, and right now y'all are quite rusty and even putting on a show for us. Dr. Heavenly just don't want to hear nothing from Toya. And she's being very disrespectful. Not letting her talk. Quad said, hey, let Toya talk, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Toya said, well, next year, I am going to support, and I will never be like what these people have been today, basically towards her. Eugene is like, look, you too busy trying to say that's BS. That's just basically just saying your mama. Dr. Heavenly's still going off. This is ignorant, Dr. Jackie. Why did you do this? Toya said, this is embarrassing. Heavenly said, you're embarrassing. Two things are going on with Heavenly. Of course, she don't respect Toya, and she also wants that reaction out of her. And it's not working, because Toya's on to your games. All of this is useless. And I really hate I'm even reviewing it. I'm sorry. I hate I'm reviewing it. What else? So Eugene just really wanted to call Toya over. Let's go. Let's go. Please. And he said it in a controlled, complimentary way. That's all I can say. Let's go. What was it? What else was going on? Then next thing you know, Eugene walks away. A cat starts eating the food. The next day, Shamar comes, but he comes later because his flight was delayed even more. Of course, we know last summer a lot of things were going on with flights. It's crazy. So Shamar was glad to be there. He's only going to be there for a couple hours, and both him and Brandy are going to have to get on a flight and go back home for their children as they are about to start school. Eugene vents to Toya and says, look, I had to get up out of there because I was ready to say something to you. And I just took a time out. I can't say I blame him. You don't want to see your wife being trampled over. This group don't respect her. Eugene, I can't say that Toya has helped her case as to how they feel. However, it's just like, come on. And the reason I'm not on anybody's side on any of this stuff is because I just find these group of women to be gutter snipes when they want to. And y'all don't learn. Y'all don't grow. And I don't even see it for Toya. But that is so crazy that y'all were willing to put Toya in this position, wanting to see her fail at what's supposed to be a worthy cause. No, you need to do something else if it's going to be like that. And now y'all giving her all hell for what? I'm more mad at that because y'all are some wicked ladies. I was going to say women. Women, ladies, whatever you are. Y'all some wicked people. I wouldn't want to be friends with y'all. And I'm talking about all y'all. Not the new ones. You know. He says, I'm going to have a talk with Damon later on. Heavenly and Damon, they're talking and all that. He said, look, the only thing that I won't tolerate is a man disrespecting you. He also said that I can't blame Eugene for wanting to stick up for his wife. Did we hear him say that, Heavenly, you're wrong? No. You're probably never going to hear it on camera. Him actually getting her together. Do I believe he does say stuff to her? Yes. Bernard arrives, and it just gets more weirder and weirder. I don't even want to discuss that because it's just like, cringe. He feels uncomfortable because he's at a couple's trip. It's like, almost like, what am I doing here? He's acting like, what am I doing here? You the one that bought a flight and came. Why are you here? It was weird. The women, they're going to go water rafting and getting massages, and the men are going to be on a private beach somewhere and eventually get massages. Eugene does tell or ask Damon, can we have a talk later on? Damon's not really feeling it. He's like, I don't really want to have this talk. I just don't want any drama out of this whole situation. So he did agree to it. Shamar and Brandy, they leave. They make a toast before both of them had to go. On the beach, they talk a little bit more with the men about what's going on with Eugene and how he feels. Steve makes an impression, and he does this Steve Urkel impression from Family Matters. I don't have to take this. I'm going home. That was so funny. If you was watching in the 90s, you know. So, or, you know, there's reruns now, but yeah. You know what that's like, and he did his walk. So then he wants to have a talk with Damon. Damon is like, this is where I think Damon's mindset is at. Look, you know these women have to argue. You know these women have to fuss and fight. I don't even think they see each other outside of the show. You know this is a show. You know they got to do what they got to do. And Eugene's like, look, I'm tired of this. It's like, I can't see anyone that's wrong in the situation. They're trying to do a show. And guess what? not at my wife's expense. True. However, still, your wife is not innocent. Mr. Eugene. Anyways, that was the end of the episode. There's more next week, whatever. If you want to say how you feel about this episode, you can. Of course, you've heard my frustrations. I'm going to be fussing probably more, unfortunately. It's just not making sense to me. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And until the next one, peace.